Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today we're heading out to an acquaintance of mine called me this morning and stated that he was having trouble with his air conditioner. Went out yesterday evening, the house was 76, and when he came home about 9:30 p.m. he came in and it was 83. So obviously there's something terribly wrong over there. And what's interesting is he's had another company come out and like 2 or 3 times, I think at least 3 times have come out and they've suggested different things. Let's clean this, let's clean that, let's do this, let's do that, and let's watch it and see, and nothing's really changed. So I'm not sure what I'm walking into. I hope with my experience and what limited knowledge that I have, I can help him out. So I'm gonna take you along. Let's see what we can get into. So just walked up to this unit and I turned it off. I told him to turn the thermostat on, and I turned the power off. Okay, so this is this unit. I haven't looked at it just yet, but I told him to turn the thermostat on, and I turned the power off, so I can kind of sort of check it out before just firing it up. And we have a free willy capacitor here. That's fine. Let's see what we got going on here. Contactor's pulled in. We do have a little wire pitting here, which is not good. I'll show you here. So right here, you can see where the wire is burning the outer coat off, meaning that wire is getting too hot. So we'll have to delve into that. Everything else seems to be normal at the moment. But we will see. I kind of just want to see this thing operate. That's what I really want to do. But it's running. Client states it's running, but not keeping up. So let's check our fan. Fan and our compressor, or Herm. Too common. No. I'll show you guys this, if you can even see it. Let me get a hold of it. So we're going to do our Herm to common, we have 45.5, and our common to fan 5.3. So that's perfect. Let's reassemble this. Now, everything looks fine. So I'm gonna have to go into investigation mode and see why is it running but not cooling. Could be a refrigerant issue, could be a TXV issue, could be a number of different things. We know our contactor works for the most part because our 24 volt coil is energized and it is pulling in the contactor, so that's good. Alright, let's just kick it on and see where we stand. Okay, our fan motor didn't want to start. And our fan motor is dying. 1.5. It's probably rated for 1.2 max. With this here, we're on our fan wire. The longer it runs, the hotter it's going to get, and the more amps it's going to pull to keep operating. Let's check our compressor. That's not it. Amps, which compressor's fine. So we're still hitting 1.4, which is okay, but we'll continue to monitor it. I'm gonna throw some gauges on and we're gonna check what the refrigerant pressures are looking like. Okay, so it's only been just a few minutes since I put my probes on. I've got my temperature clamp reading the subcooling off the liquid line, and here you can see my low side is 164 and my high side is 346, but we're not really concerned about pressures. We want to convert that into a temperature and a saturation temperature and a subcooler. You can see the bottom right, we have an 18.5 degrees subcooling. Now that is way too much subcooling, which indicates that we're either overcharged or we might have a restriction. Now unfortunately, my other clamp for the suction has gone out. I don't have any more AAA batteries for it. But you know what I can do? I can switch this over to suction. Read this. Alright, and then we'll go right here to the temperature clamp and right there. And hopefully it'll begin to start reading. So right now it's reading a 60, and the most important number we're looking at is the superheat is 2.6. That's low. That is low. So on one side we have too much subcooling, on the other we have low superheat. So let's figure out what is going on. Either we have a TXV that is not operating correctly, not opening or something. So let's kind of dive in and see what the ish is. But it does concern me that this fan motor did not start upon startup. I had to reach my screwdriver in and get it started. So what we're going to do is measure it again and see what the amp draw is on the fan again. Okay, 1.2, not bad. We read up in there, I can see the amp draw is 1.4. So we're underneath that, at least once it gets started after about 5 minutes of runtime. So let's delve into these numbers and see why our numbers are the way that they are. Okay, so I got some batteries from the homeowner, my buddy, and so I got it working. This is what our pressures look like now after it's been running for several minutes. So we have our pressures have not changed, and our subcooling superheat has not changed either. What I did is I felt my hand on top of the air like this, and normally it's super hot, like normally, but I was resting my hand here and it felt like cool air, which it kind of is. And as you can see here with my temperature probes, the air entering the coil is 88. That's the ambient air. It's only leaving at 97, which is only 8.89 degree difference. Ooh, that doesn't look good to me. I know it's a clean coil, but there should be more heat transfer than that, I would assume. So just wanted to show you that. I'm gonna go inside and see if the TXV is adjustable, and maybe we can mess with it a little bit and see what we can do. If not, we'll have to go from there. So let's see what we can do there. Okay guys, finished up that service call. I spent probably 20-25 minutes talking with the client about the system issues, what it was doing, what it was not doing. I showed them the airflow, the temperature coming in, and the temperature leaving the nearest supply grill. And I showed them everything, literally pulled up my phone and showed them everything, and tried to make them understand that the unit in its current condition, although it says it's a 36,000 BTU unit, it's not operating at 36,000 BTUs. It's wearing out, it's wearing down, and it's not able to cool like it once did. And I showed them that with the compressor operating, outdoor fan motor operating as well, although the fan motor did not operate when I started up that outdoor unit. I had to get my handy dandy pocket screwdriver and kick start that thing over, and the capacitor's fine, so we know that motor's bad. But with everything operating, my indoor coil temp, or the saturation temp of that refrigerant, was 57 degrees, meaning theoretically that the indoor coil temp, let's just say it's 57 degrees. Well, if you have warm air moving across, if you have 80 degree air moving across 57 degree coil, you're going to get, let's just act like you're getting 57 degree air. I know you can't. It's impossible. Well, not impossible, but your airflow is not going to be as cold as your coil. Let's put it that way. It's going to be several degrees higher because of the exchange rate of the air, the hot, moist air moving through a cold coil. And the closest supply register, I stuck my probe up there, was the coldest I could read was like 65 degrees. Okay. So we're taking in, or 67 degrees, one of the two, I can't remember. But we were taking in at a bottom floor register 76 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're only putting out anywhere from 67 to 65 degrees. Okay, and I may get the numbers wrong, but I do remember that there was only a 10.5 degree difference. So whatever it was reading, there was only a 10.5 degree difference between return and supply. That's no bueno. With the amount of heat gain that the house is gaining on a 95 degree day, every door has cracks around it. You know, it's not totally sealed. Every window is allowing some amount of heat gain, some heat transfer. You know, the attic is super hot, so that means your ceiling all throughout the house is going to be at a warmer temperature. All your outside walls, especially the ones facing the sun, are going to be incredibly warm. Okay, all of that affects all of that affects your house and how well it can cool and stay cool. Okay, well, when you have an old broken down system, it can no longer keep up with the hot outdoor temperatures and maintain a steady 18 degree split, delta T, between return and supply. It just is what it is. It's unfortunate. I showed them all the data, and then after I showed them the data, I talked with them about different units that we could install, single stage versus variable speed, how they operate. You know, single stage is going to either be on or off. It's either 100% on or nothing, which is fine in certain applications. Totally fine. Okay, if that's what your budget can afford, let's do that. But then also the variable speed option is for an upgrade. You can cool, but you can also dehumidify, and you can do those independently of each other, which is what you need here in the South. So the variable speed product, it can ramp from 25% or up to 110% in some cases in 1% increments. That's very cool. Variable speed. So on any given time, any given day, it can run at 89%, and then it can ramp all the way down to 34%. Just giving you random numbers. That's pretty cool. And then after it has satisfied the room temperature, your thermostat has met, let's just say 72. If your humidity is still a little bit high, the unit will begin to operate in dehumidification mode, just removing that humidity without overcooling the home. And so I just begin to explain to him single stage versus variable speed. It's an investment any way that you look at it, but if you, your wife, and your babies, you want just to be comfortable. You want to walk inside your home and say, I love being home. It's just so comfortable in here, right? You probably want to look at the route of a variable speed unit, okay? Something that's going to monitor humidity, something that's going to have enough juice to cool even when it's 100 degrees outside, but even when it's met temperature, it can ramp down dehumidify as well. And so, you know, I'll be sending him some estimates of both options, variable speed, single stage, and let him make the decision. It's his home. You know, it's their finances. They don't know how long they're going to be here. But in my experience, when I've heard that before, oh, we're only going to be here for, you know, 2 years, so we don't get hit with the capital gains tax and whatever. Come to find out, they didn't move till 7 years later, right? And it's just like, you know, so what I normally, as a business owner, offering pieces of equipment, different pieces of equipment, what I focus on is comfort, right? I want to make you comfortable, and this specific system, I guarantee, will make you comfortable, or will make it right. Rather than looking at it like, oh, well, how long will it take me to make my money back? Well, partner, you're probably not going to make your money back on an HVAC system. It just costs too much. It's too much of an investment. Unless you run it for 15 years, 10 or 15 years, you're not getting your money back. But what you are doing is you're spending your money with the right contractor that's going to make you comfortable, and you're not going to look back and go, oh man, we could have spent 15% more. Could have spent 15% more switching to variable speed instead of going with the Geico unit, something cheap. It'll run, but it really doesn't make you comfortable. It doesn't remove that humidity as well as a variable speed product does. So anyways, I'm rambling. I'll keep you updated on this project. I'll do a full install video if we get the job. I hope we do. He's an acquaintance of mine, so I hope that he can pull the trigger. Him and his wife can come to a conclusion, because 80 degrees inside isn't cutting it, even with four window units or mobile units, whatever they've got. It's not cutting it. So anyways, I hope they make a decision soon. We'll get them on the schedule. And so anyways, but to everyone that has continued to watch, I really appreciate you tuning in. If you've still made it this far, I really appreciate you watching and the support for this channel. Please, if you haven't already, like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. That way you can get my newest video that I put out. Leave a comment, see what you like, what you didn't like. Let me know what you would do different, if anything at all. And just leave me your comments or your feedback in the comment section. But as always, be safe, stay hydrated out there, folks. It's hot. This humidity and this heat will drain you. Your health is more important than anything. So just stay healthy. But I pray that you are blessed, that God blesses you, God blesses your family, and God bless the USA. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.